Welcome to Showmance, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth, mini poppins. And tonight we're doing episode Who Cares of the Valley. It was the season. Oh, okay. She's crabby. She doesn't want to be covering
the Valley. It's not you. It's the Valley.
Yeah.
Obvi.
Wait, is this the end? When is it over?
Oh my God!
You
I
want to
really
hear
was
a horrible
like,
story?
Yeah.
I was at work and I was watching the thing, and like this is our in the city and the valley are coming close to an end. So we were all sitting here being like, "Oh man, what are we gonna do? We got some ideas of what we're gonna do next." Last year we got stuck and we had to do Real Housewives of Orange County, and Shane came and did Salt Lake City. It wasn't fun for anybody, but we're getting to that time again. And so today this is episode 16 for those of you playing along. And I was like, oh, 16, surely that's it, right? And then we got a couple, 2, 3 reunions and we're out. Can't wait. Got excited. Put in the old AI, smartest thing in the whole world. How many episodes of season 3 of The Valley are there? And it's like 16. I'm like, fantastic. This is great news. Thanks. Thanks, Gemini. Come to find out 20 minutes later, when Gemini wants to tell me what happens or when I see next week, and I'm like, hey, buddy, what I got a next week. Come in next week, episode 17. They're like, oh, next week, 17 is going to be a doozy. Here's what's happening. I'm like, you just told me it was only 16. He's like, my bad.
that's what they do all the time.
Yeah.
I realized what happened. I'm taking the fault on this one.
Okay.
It is a dub. We'll do 50-50.
Beep, beep, beep.
I was say, how many episodes have there been? Like, I didn't say have there been. I was like, how many episodes? It thought up to this point, there had been 16.
Yeah.
There's 18 episodes.
Okay, so we have 4 more episodes.
No.
Two reunions and 2 eps. That's 4.
No, 18 plus 2 or 3 reunions.
Right. No. So if this is 16, 17, 18, so 2 more episodes and then 2 probably reunions.
They said maybe 3.
Okay, so we have 4, maybe
5.
5.
5 more episodes.
Listen,
That's fine.
And our tan lights aren't even on.
Oh, that's why I look so peaked. Wait, Mike, you know when you just said, surely that can't be right? It reminded me of, remember in Airplane when he said,
Don't call me Shirley.
he goes, Shirley, you can't be serious. He goes, I am, and don't call me Shirley.
Anyways, you're stuck with us for 5 more weeks after this.
4 or 5. We don't know if there's 3 parts to the finale.
Probably
The
5, because
reunion.
this one will be like, you know what we should do is a whole Danny Scamandi or whatever it'll be by that time.
I will. Like, I'm literally already like, who wants to do this for the next 5 weeks? Like,
Not I.
well, you have to.
Can you put your hand down instead of up? Does that mean I don't want to do it? No one ever thought about that.
You're doing it. But we do have to figure out something.
Yeah, Mike said, we have ideas on what we're doing. What are our ideas?
I will kill myself for saying this, but it is what it is. We have to think about Orange County. Like
I'm in.
I know, and I'm not. But like, listen, I'm not gonna fight it if there's nothing else. But it is the 20-year thing.
I really liked the first ep.
Yeah, I've heard that it's like had huge numbers.
It was great.
Yeah, it's gonna suck, but we have to figure something out. So.
I also think I know it would be like a mid-season jump in, but I'm loving Next Gen. It didn't get good ratings for us last year, guys. So we can't do it. Natalie won't do it again.
I just am not like for the kids thing was an issue for me. Was just like talking shit on kids was like, I don't know. You just don't feel great leaving it. I like to feel good about shit talking. I like to enjoy it. I normally do.
The only person I really felt like we went hard on was Charlie. And quite frankly, he's not a kid and he deserved it.
I think I was like a Georgia stan. I don't know do you think that'll remain?
I don't know because I've only seen, I think, the first or second episode. But I really love Ariana. I really love her
I like
boyfriend.
Riley.
I love Riley. I love Riley and Ariana's friendship.
Who did Georgia spar with that I was like,
Riley.
oh, and then I was out on Riley for a minute. See, I don't even remember talking shit on Riley. I don't feel good about that.
You shouldn't. She's so great.
I know.
I love her.
But I did not like that argument.
Okay, well, we have to figure out what we're doing because Mike says we have ideas, and I think that was a lie.
Yeah, I think that was a lie.
I think he was just saying it to make everyone feel safe, and I don't feel that way anymore.
Well, the first thing I just think is kind of funny
Are we not doing the Valley?
No, we're doing it because, but I have just one piece of, just one tiny piece of news that doesn't warrant a West Side Scandal, but it is pretty funny for Valley News.
Okay.
So Jax is banging his publicist, who is also Brittany's publicist. So there's some photos that I don't know who shot them when they were, maybe they were in a pool. I don't know the whole story. I didn't read. I'm a headlines only kind of gal. The cream of the crop in America here. I read the headline and I run with it. So what I gather is that those photos came out and Brittany fired that publicist today because probably of that. But then someone said, well, I don't understand. They banged a long time ago too. So I don't know why she chose today to be the day that she cares, but I do think that's funny to like wake up and find out that like your publicist is banging your really problematic ex and then have to make that phone call of like, wow, you've been my publicist for like 200 years now, but it's
conflict of interest.
The buck stops here.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, shall we get
fine.
into it? Okay. So we start where we always start, at the top of the pops with Danny and Nia, and they talk about what happened on vacation. Nia says, I just kept thinking, these aren't your friends. Friends don't act like this. Friends don't act like this. She very quickly brings up Danny's birthday dinner, and he says, it was such a fun day. And then you've never seen so much go so wrong so quickly by the time we got to dinner. And they got a rise out of both of them. Nia said, I'm judging. And then she gets into just the fact that she's judging Miss USA and she hasn't even tried on a dress, let alone packed. And then she just goes into telling Danny, don't worry, you've got childcare covered while I'm away.
I never heard Balls Voyage. I'm not amongst a bunch of dudes that are getting their jobbies snipped. But Balls Voyage is the funniest thing I've heard in a long time. Like a Balls Voyage party. Pretty funny.
If I hadn't heard it multiple times.
Oh, you heard that one before?
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, of course.
I've heard it on a reality TV show and then just off in life.
Oh, yeah,
Someone else said, oh, what show? Someone, can you remind me? It was on one of these other Bravo shows, a Balls Voyage.
And then my next thing was, don't tell Whitney from In the City that Danny has childcare this week. Because she will lose it.
Oh. Okay, let me tell you what I thought about this.
Oh, God, there we go. I'm ordering a pizza.
Okay, so there was something so jarring, but also like so comfortable about this scene because it's like, of course, this is what this scene was. Like, we left off of a really impactful, sorry, there's a moth, atrocious scene. And nobody wants to return to that. Don't get me wrong. But I did, for some reason, just kind of assume that we were going to resume the morning after in Danny and Nia's room. Maybe if they're all taking a shuttle to the airport and they've all got to kind of deal with each other sitting there and, waiting for their flights. And because they're in Mexico, right? Yeah, they're in Mexico. And that didn't happen. I don't know how long they've been back. So the first thing I'm wondering is, are Danny and Nia, did they talk about it? Did they refuse to do anything on camera the next morning? Because this hit a new high. Well, a new low, but like it was
high low.
Yeah, a fever pitch or like whatever you would call just something that's like, this was the worst that it's been thus far. Like, we've had some moments with these two. This has been like where everybody was just imploding by the end of it. And I think that everyone is just kind of dying to know, like, where's Nia at now, And I know where she's at because I've been watching her make the rounds on the shows. So she's fine. It's all good and great. But like, I think everyone is dying. Even people that have just been like me, like have been like, until Nia says this is a problem, that's her marriage. If she's fine with it, like, I also think that other people do make really big deals about things. I think that he has been targeted. It is for a very good reason, but I do think that those things both exist. So I have been like, if Nia to me is a very strong woman, and I think that when we find out that Nia is done, Kristen's not going to find out by like hey, can you help me move today? It's going to be like, I'm actually want to give you my new address.
That's right.
She's very strong, and she's going to just
she's going to take care of business.
Exactly. When it's not working for her anymore, she's going to be out. Until then, we're all just here loving Nia. Well, we are. I don't know if you guys are. So I want to hear, I think everyone at least, even the ones of us that are just whatever Nia wants is fine by me. We still just want to hear Nia say like, look, bro, I get that you were in the line of fire. People came to you. There was an agenda, all the things. Life's not fair. All that. But at a certain point, this isn't about you anymore. Like, I am your teammate. I'm your partner. There is no opt-out button for me when you just decide to do whatever you want or go rogue or pop off. However, you know, it doesn't seem like he ever considers her. You never see Danny take that beat and go, Nia, you good? Like,
no, and he says it in this episode that he needs to be nurtured and taken care of.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I say this all the time on the show, how someone does one thing is how they do everything.
Yeah.
And I know that's a broad sweeping gesture, but for the most part, it's true. I'm not so chatty here and then everywhere else in my life, I'm a church mouse. Like I am a chatty bitch everywhere.
Yeah.
And anyway, when we get into that scene where he says that, I have a question to ask you guys because of that book I told you I was reading. But anyway, carry on.
Okay. I want to know what Nia's like the buck stops here moment is. Like, you cannot, there is no opt-out button, but I will order one. God knows any minute you'll get so drunk you'll fall on it, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I really want that to happen just sooner than later. And so that's why I'm just bummed that like, I feel like there was enough time between where we left them and what we're seeing today that like, I feel like everything that he said gives me none of the conversation that happened in this scene in Danny and Nia's bedroom today gave me the inclination that this has been discussed, because everything that Danny said was still all very me-centered. Like, it was my birthday, people were coming for me. Like, the closest he got to any accountability, and it's a reach, just to even call it that at all, but it was when he said, they came for me, and they won, and I hate that I gave them that power. And like, that's totally true. Like, of course, but you literally did hand it to them like on a silver platter.
And you haven't shown, to my recollection, immediate recollection, you have never shown that you've not lost. You lose every time.
Yeah.
Every time they antagonize you, you lose it.
Yeah.
Not one time have you been like, you know what? Tonight, I'm locking in. Tonight, you're not going to get me. Every time.
Exactly. And this
he's so
time,
easily baited,
no,
man.
he's so easily.
Because
when I watch him, it doesn't even.
He's a little bratty baby.
No, he is.
Yeah.
And when I watch him, I don't even notice him. Like, never one time have I seen him like take a beat to even look at her to be like, "Are you
How
good?
you doing?"
How like anything?" All he does, and listen, she doesn't have a great approach to how she deals with this. In fact, it's gotten more and more horrible. But
you
it's
see
really
why
bad.
it's exacerbated.
That it has, yeah. And so just for him to just, that's all I'm looking for is him to be like, are you good? I don't, like, if he just took her aside and said, we came here, we had to arrange this, that, and the other to be here. It's our last night here. It's our anniversary. It's my birthday. Are you good to just sit with me here and like, but it's nothing like that. It's just about like, I'm going to do whatever. It's my birthday. It's also, you know, I never saw a reason to not get married on your birthday. Cause like I said, we actually were planning on doing not the day of, but only because that was a Friday and we would get married on a Saturday. But if it was on a Saturday, I wouldn't have thought anything about it. The only reason that you should think about not getting married on your birthday is if you are marrying a guy like Danny, because it is, I don't think that we heard anything about the anniversary. Like, we heard it was told to us in almost just like and it was our anniversary. But like, that day was all about Danny. What about me? What about my birthday sex? What about my birthday vibes, my party? I want my guest list. I don't want these people coming. Like, it was not about like, and aside from the gift, I think he got her a lovely gift and was really thoughtful. It was like a ring that she wanted in the very beginning, but couldn't get 10 years ago, you know? So he remembered the style of it and had it made for her. That's nice, you know? But aside from that, I don't know how any of this reflected as like their anniversary.
I'm trying to see if his birthday is their exact anniversary.
Here's the thing.
Somebody commented
it's not. But it was presented to us by him that this is their anniversary. So I'm going off of what you told me.
On his Wikipedia page, it says Daniel Paul Bucco, born October 17th, 1983. And then under personal life, it says Bucco married beauty queen pageant title holder Nia Sanchez on October 17th, 2015. So that is the exact day.
Oh, it was.
So the birthday and the anniversary.
Somebody said it was the 10th.
By the way, their Wikipedias could be wrong, but Danny seems like someone who's looking himself up and wanting to fact check there.
No,
But
that's totally true.
That's
And I was saying that like I didn't realize I didn't remember if I saw that in the comments or on Instagram somewhere, but I know somebody had brought that up, and I was just trying to say that like either way, it was presented to us as it was, so I'm expecting her to get a little shine on today as well. And you gave her literally none. You actually ruined her life today,
And you do every day.
I also would like to say that Nia is an Aquarius.
I can't quit Nia. Everyone needs to know now until Nia like literally like kicks a puppy. I don't know what she could do.
Now that I know she's a fellow Aquarian, I'm really in.
She's lovely. She's so kind-hearted. I believe that she's truly kind-hearted. I believe that things stick with her and bother her, and she wants to do the right thing. And when she like puts her foot down, I think it's very well thought out.
Yep.
And all the things. And whatever you think about her marriage, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Everyone makes their decisions, and I don't know why anyone thinks like, I can't believe you're not listening to me about this, because it's her marriage. Like no one should listen to anybody about that unless it's obviously there's like you're getting punched in the face.
But I do think and I never play the devil's advocate. This is your role. You can take it. Actually, nobody needs to have this role. Let's just throw it out. I think some people think she's being verbally abused. I think that's where people get on that, line of reasoning.
Yeah. I kind of have a feeling that, listen, that could totally be a thing, obviously, because it's not like, I think that Danny has been like this the whole time and we haven't seen it. I don't think that you wake up like this.
Totally.
I think that they get in their fights when she's trying to stop him from doing things. So if they're at home, I don't know like what, I don't know if that factor is there, and he's just like, you, like, because they're home. They're not out partying. Like if they're out partying, we've watched these things happen, but I'm not worried about what happens at home to Nia. I'm not. And I also think that I think that people are really putting her in a box of like a, well, I just don't know.
You would be?
And I don't think she's that way at all. And I think that when other people aren't around, I think she probably punches him,
Gives it back even harder.
Yeah, gives it back.
Don't you think that, again, total generalization, most people, and I can even narrow it down to Nia specifically, given her upbringing, right? That she's very much interested in like keeping everything cool and not stressed out and not like not getting to that bad place. Everything needs to be under control, which totally understandable. But you would think that someone like that, and I think a lot of people would behave better outside of the house and amongst their friends, because they're either trying to impress them or they don't want to seem like ass. You know what I mean? Like out in public, you're supposed to act better. At home, that's your safe space. That's where you're allowed to like kick your shoes off and let loose and be yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would be stunned if Danny's this way out in public and a sweetheart at home.
But I think I hear what you're saying. I think what you're saying is you think Nia is a sweetheart in public, but at home she really gives it to him.
I wouldn't be surprised if she has clocked that mother in the jaw at home. I would not be shocked. I just round kicked his ass.
She can't. It's against the law. She would go to jail.
Yeah, she's
I think she has to
weapon.
like register as
think
a.
Nia is worried about the law at home.
Yeah. No, but legitimately, I think once you get a black belt, you have to like register as like a deadly weapon or your hands or something like that.
Yeah.
How cool. Not that being a devil, I just mean like the fact that she's done this is insane.
I could see her just
Three
clocking
times.
and just
Third
knocking
degree.
his ass out and then holding the phone. You want to call someone, you little bitch?
Could
That's
you
what I've
imagine if
decided.
that's-
say,
is
"Mommy
happening at
hurt
home."
you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
season 4,
Did mommy
that's the
hurt
secret
you?
that
Did
comes
Beauty
out.
Queen hurt
We
you?
find out what Danny's trauma, like Janet just gets so overshadowed because Danny's trauma is he's a battered wife. He's a battered
So
husband.
good.
And Nia's
because
just
nobody
like,
would care. We wouldn't hold it against her. We'd be like excited about it.
He has a black eye one day and he's got glasses. He does the whole. I guess I'm being so
Dude.
disrespectful right now.
No,
but it's
it would
funny
be
because it's Danny.
It would be amazing. I am going with that story in my head now. That's what happens at home. Is Nia is just domestically abusing this dude all day.
Nia starts telling my joke that you like so much. What do you tell a Danny with 2 black eyes? Nothing. You already done told him twice.
Okay, so
All a lot of people wanted, like I said, was to to know that she had hit a point and was going to be like, this can't go on. And I now know that they haven't, because of just every word that came out of his mouth had nothing to do with what happened to her that night. And we have seen her obviously get flustered and many a times, but I don't remember Nia crying since like Jax de-pantsed Danny at the pool party and he didn't have underwear on.
Didn't trigger Janet at all.
No, not a problem. That was the titty twister happened there too, I think.
That's right.
Not a problem, huh, Janet? You
Nope.
Stupid Janet.
Wait, hold on. I just remembered it. Lydia on Real Housewives of Orange County, she threw a balls voyage party for her husband, Doug, when he got his vasectomy.
Now everyone should have one.
Yeah.
I'm having one.
And so then when he says, my marriage, I know that's always going to be good and it's strong, but the attacks are stressful because we're a team and we like to have fun. We love our friends and we love each other. Danny, what are you talking about?
Say something resembling anything.
No, literally, it didn't even make it was nonsensical. I guess it made sense, but it was like, who gives a shit? And just to think like my marriage, I know that it's always going to be good. Do you know that? And is this good? That's something. And I've said this before and I stand by it because it's the only place I can get humor from this is that like this dude had got 2 seasons of stellar edits. He does not know right now the edit that he's about to get. And I think that's hilarious. Huh?
Okay.
Wait,
He said he probably knows now.
well, okay, he knows now, but yeah, he
doesn't
didn't
in the
know.
moment.
Trying to be funny, okay?
Well,
Keeping
then
it light.
Try harder, maybe.
Tell us the story about the truck in Alaska again. That always hits.
Dude, we have some new people since then.
No, nobody wants to hear that story.
You guys crazy.
Wait, guys, speaking of funny, it looks like I have no pants on in the wide shot.
Hype.
I do. Anyway, okay.
That's all I got for this.
Okay. So the next scene is Jasmine going to get her wedding dress. And fun fact about me, I am obsessed with people getting their wedding dresses. I could watch this 24/7. I have seen every episode of Say Yes to the Dress. And
Why?
I just
Like, cause I know that like you don't like care about getting married and
that's
doing
why
the whole
it's so
thing,
weird.
right? So
my biggest fear as a child was leaving someone at the altar. Like the name of my thesis in college was I'll probably never get married. Now, sure, let's around and find out. But like it's nothing I just want a life partner that it's not as important to me to whatever. But for some reason, I think the dresses are just so pretty and everyone's in a good mood usually, and people are crying and it's so nice. And so there was this one day I was back in New York with my best friend Orly, and we're watching Say Yes to the Dress, which is not a show she would ever watch without me there. But we had gone out the night before, we're hungover, we're on the couch. We have ordered takeout from probably 5 different restaurants. And the day it's like, you wake up, there's sun, it's getting less sun, and now it's dark. And her brother used to live across the hall from her. So he would just like walk into the apartment. Oh, I need this. Can I grab this? And so he walks in after like the 5th delivery of food, and we've got crap all over us. Our hair's a mess. And we're looking at this woman this is probably the 3rd episode she's on, and she still hasn't picked a dress. And Orly's like, what are you doing? You're wasting our time. And Oren turns around and goes, she's wasting your time. Oh, yeah, touche. Maybe we should get up, Orly. Maybe we should shower.
What's Orly's brother's name?
Oren. Oh, wait, and get this. Her partner's name is Warren. Orly, Oren, and Warren. This is very hard for me. Anyway, I'm going to see them all soon, and I'm very excited. Okay. So they go to try on dresses. We meet Jasmine's mom, who seems so sweet. She's got Zach there, who wants her to look like Princess Di. He wants bows. He wants tools. He wants taffeta. He wants sequins. Oh, Brittany's also there. And then she has a friend who, funnily enough, is named Melissa, not her wife, who's also there. They're, looking through all the dresses. Her mom says that this is just the happiest that she has ever seen her. Zach concurs. And then Jasmine starts coming out in all the dresses. I feel like I saw a picture of her in her wedding dress. And I do think she picked that all lace one or something close to it, because that was the one to me. That was the dress that she looked stunning in it. It was so nice because Jasmine got really emotional, saying that I know this wasn't what my mom originally pictured for my life, but for her to just be so supportive and be so happy for me and Melissa, it's just, it's the best. And
Yeah,
More
the
of that.
mom
I
saying
like
that
seeing
she used to pray for a man to come and and then one day she just changed it. I pray for someone to come.
Yeah, she said, I used to pray, like, God send her a good man. And then I just started saying, send her a good person.
Yeah, and then she said as soon as she switched that up, Melissa showed up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Also, they need a thing that says don't watch at work. Like not safe for work. What are those little
Oh
things?
God, did you cry again?
Okay, off, all right? A little bit, not even that much.
It's not even a sad story.
No, when she
I
put
love
on the
it.
dress and turned around and was like, "Oh, I didn't think I was going to look pretty."
No, that was
Come
like,
on,
and then she was
no,
like,
you
and now I'm
didn't?
like
A
looking
little
kind of
bit?
pretty.
Yeah.
It was very cute.
Jasmine,
Bro.
you were a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
I
How
know.
could you not think you were going to
No,
look
Also,
banging?
Jasmine, she needs to
face
go back
card
and-
is like one of those things
Never
where like I
declines.
feel like it's going to last her entire life.
Also,
I don't
we
know
all
if
saw
ass
her
card is a
ass.
thing. I was
Yeah.
going to say, is it ass card a thing? Because she got one of those too. Cause I was going to say, go back and watch the ass facial, whatever thing, because they'll cheer you right up. So yeah, that one got me. But then, oddly enough, Jasmine, who we work with, super sweet, not super sweet, not the super sweet. Love Jasmine. Not the person you want to be tearing up in your office watching a freaking reality show when she walks in, right? Because she's all 5'2" and like just tear you apart.
All
and-
5'2" of tear you apart.
Yeah, and that happened. So she definitely walked in and side-eyed me. Yeah, I can't. There needs to be a disclaimer for people like me who sometimes have to watch these shows at work. That
I love it. I love getting the weepies when I'm watching it. It's so sweet.
at home, yeah,
Anywhere.
I don't mind if it's
I'm a
at
public
home.
crier, Mike. I'm fine with it. I was crying. I told you guys yesterday I was crying at this open house I went to because this woman, the real estate agent, was telling me about her cats that just passed away.
I mean, yeah, fine, but I don't think you can cry at work. I tell people they're like, "Oh, why are you crying?" I'm like, "Oh, I heard AGT is getting canceled. We're not getting picked up next year," and that's what I tell them. And then everybody freaks out. They're like, "You lied." I'm like, "I did."
So I was making fun of Janet. Here's the thing. I was making fun of Janet, and I really felt like Kristen in this scenario because there was a couple comments. And I felt like Kristen when Jasmine tells Kristen, like, you're so pissed at Janet and you're so obsessed with hating Janet that like you're not really like doing the right thing. You're not taking care of me. You're not checking in on me because you're just like you're just pouring over with hate for this girl. I made a couple bisexual cracks, and I don't give a flying shit about any sexuality. It's all the same to me. They should not have caught any strays for me going after Janet, claiming that she was bisexual, and I made some jokes just because of my hate for Janet. And I feel like I get now, Kristen, we get overwhelmed by our hatred for someone. And the bisexies catch a couple strays, and I'm real sorry about that.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember those. I'm not going to ask you to repeat them.
I don't even remember what the joke was, but I think that I was just very flippant about how like I just wasn't careful with my words about bisexuality. All I was trying to say was that this bitch sucks, and I don't believe her, and I think she's queer baiting. I don't think that she's cool enough to bang chicks. None of it adds up to me. Janet is as a hetero woman, like the guy like Jason is the perfect match for her. Like any other girl, it's just her trying to probably like have a weekend story. I don't buy any of it as being real. And you can come for me about, if you're going to still come for me on that, I got to tell you, I stand by that. I don't think she's really like ever was serious about that. And I think that she was trying to get Zach interested in having a conversation. And that is really obnoxious to me to ever try to get back in using sexuality. And so I may have made a crack about bisexuals, but I was really just talking about Janet sucking.
Because everything about Janet, to me, is incredibly calculating.
Yeah.
Calculated. She is calculating that, if I show this side of the fact that I'm cool, I'm bisexual, that's going to win brownie points with Zach.
Exactly.
If I talk about, this essay stuff happened to me, that then kind of
Gets me back in with Jasmine.
or it switches the way in which I'm speaking about this Danny stuff. It's perceived differently. It's just,
if you come after me now, I'm bisexual and I've been essayed. Now you're just coming after people who like, it's a hate crime.
Yeah.
Like it's just, or it's just like, now no one can say anything to me about this. Like she really will find that anywhere that she can. And my rage it continues on. What's a bummer is that like this, like if you'll notice that like, yeah, sometimes things come out late for other reasons. We shot the Valley a week ago, last Tuesday night, 7 days ago. And part 2 just was posted this morning. That is not because of any like technical difficulties or like the hard drive failed and we had to have a recovery process that took like all of our usual stumbles. It had nothing to do with it. It was just going through it over and over again and just making sure that like we would just hit the points that we all stand by and like wanted to make, but like nothing superfluous was in there that was going to, for anybody who didn't have the same takes as us, like I don't want to put you through anything, you know? So like it took a very long time to be very thoughtful about every single thing that came out. And some of you might be like, that was thoughtful? It was. You can't imagine what was left on the cutting room floor.
Was.
Yeah, a lot. Normally we have like, there might be 10 to 15 minutes of cuts because of, we just start talking about something that has nothing to do with anyone. And so that'll get sliced out. Or Courtney will have a UPS debacle that she'll tell you all about. And I'm like, slice that right out. So
I got a new one.
I knew it.
I do.
That's why I know. If I slice
currently have
this
a
one,
lost
there'll be
package.
another one. There'll be another one next week. So that's why I don't mind slicing them. But if you ever see Courtney, like she's wearing a cardigan and then like the camera leaves and then 2 seconds later when it comes back to her, she's in a tank top with her hair pinned up. It was probably a UPS story in there or something. That's what happened. You're welcome. You didn't have to see it. Anyway, there was about an hour of cuts. There's an hour of Valley-specific content that did not make it into that cut because we were just trying to say what we felt was important, but nothing to put the people that didn't have that same take through a mental anguish, any emotional anguish, anything. Like, because nobody should be feeling any certain way about when they're watching a Bravo recap show. So that's what we did. But there's some bangers in there. I might reuse them today.
Okay.
Anyway, why did I even start this?
You wanted to make your apology about
Oh
Jen.
yeah, I really am sorry that my bisexies caught the streets because I didn't mean anything like that. I'm just a careless asshole who hates a woman very, very, very much.
I'm just a careless asshole standing in front of the woman I hate.
Yeah.
Slinging insults towards the bisexual community.
Sorry.
Okay. So now we are at Luke and Kristen's house. They are sitting outside by their pool talking about the trip in Mexico.
Sorry, real quick.
Sure.
We've been shitting on Brittany a lot because she eats too much chili and the way she looks. Mostly Courtney, not us.
I was going to say, I have never said any of this.
That entire setup needs to be redone. Like, go
it's
on.
fine. But I have to say,
it's not fine because what's going to come from this is people are going to say, I agree with Mike and Courtney and Natalie are fat shaming Brittany. And I never said anything.
Fat shaming and bisexually
aggressive towards
if anyone believes that statement was true, they don't watch this show and they can fire away because it'll be a fun time.
You're a white man in America. They're going to believe you.
Things haven't changed that much or nearly enough for my taste. Okay, keep going.
She looked very nice at the dress shop and she looked very nice at their dinner. She just looked very nice this episode.
Oh, that's nice.
So I just wanted to it crossed my mind a couple of times. I was like, dang, I got to give Brittany some props because I've been not giving her props.
You've been taking away her props.
Yeah, taking away her props.
Holding them over her head, dangling them.
Yeah, no, she looked very pretty this episode.
Yes, she did look
There
nice.
you go. We'll see you next week, Britt.
Okay. Kristen and Luke sit outside by their pool. They talk about Mexico. Luke says he is pretty exhausted from a 3-day bender, which is music to Kristen's ears.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That's what she said. That sounds like a parent to me or something like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Then Kristen says that the Jesse conversation that she had with him really threw her off. And Luke explains that, you can't predict what life is going to be like as a new parent. And obviously it's shifted things between us. He didn't realize all of the sacrifices that he was going to have to make being a dad. And he doesn't even like this version of himself. So he's not expecting Kristen to like this version of himself. And they're just stuck in this spot. And that's why they're in therapy. Yay. Thank you. Thank you for watching and listening and taking our advice.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Invite us to the wedding. And Kristen does keep saying, this is just a moment in time. We'll get through this. And it's why I do have hope for them.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them at the reunion and for them to say that like they've gotten over like
Same.
obviously they got a kid. The phase is not going to end, but like maybe just like the horrible hump of like the postpartum and just the brand new baby and all the, whatever. Listen, I know like this is going to sound superficial, but I honestly think that half of the battle for Kristen was that she gained baby weight. And I think because I think she's lost a lot of it. And there's just
In present
when
day.
you can pull your pants on and zip them, like it's literally half the battle of your life.
Correct.
Like, so I think I'm already thinking things are on the right path because I think she'll just be
It really
happier.
does make all the difference in the
Yeah.
world. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like going through all my health stuff and just
Yeah.
having like my body as like a 12 alarm fire and every pants that have fit me for the last 20 years, I can't button them.
Yeah.
You're just like, I have to put clothes on to leave the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
And I don't know what to do. There's only so many schmata dresses that I own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think that obviously you probably get used to the baby eventually, right?
one would
Here's
hope.
hoping.
Yeah, right, totally. So that probably helped out in the situation. Like even if the postpartum is still going, I don't know how long postpartum lasts. Probably different for everybody, but I don't know how long it could last. I suppose, but I think that like obviously postpartum and new baby, tough time. Eventually, you get used to the baby and dealing with it, having a kid, and you get into the routine of it all, which must make everything else a lot easier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This conversation started and I was like, okay. This episode was weird to me because there were so many conversations that I was like, okay, we can't do this? These are all mature, respectable, polite, nice conversations with big words and smart things are being said. Like, I felt the way I did in the city with the last 10 minutes of the show being like, okay,
I'm enjoying myself.
yeah, now you can have a decent conversation. 8.5 episodes, you couldn't. So I had that feeling again here where I was like, oh, this seems like a nice conversation. And then by the time it was done and it went to the next scene, I thought, I don't know if anything got resolved here. Like they said some nice sentences and nice words.
Between Luke and Kristen?
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know if anything got resolved.
I don't know if that was the point of the scene. I feel like the point of the scene was to touch base on this just volcanic eruption that they had in Mexico and to say, we're finding our footing. That's why we decided to go to therapy because I don't think they have an answer yet. I think that's the finding the footing part.
Maybe.
After this, we head over to Lala's house. These scenes need to come with a warning, Mike. She's walking Sosa around the house. We see the dog. The dog is older.
You're talking about her brother with the dreadlocks?
No,
That needs to be a warning?
No, her old
That
dog.
should be a warning, dude.
That should come with a warning. But they're talking.
Were they out of the hat that he was wearing? Are those things
No, those are attached
real
to his
fake
head.
or bro? Those gotta go. Those things gotta go. Bleached dreadlocks
I mean,
on a dude from Salt Lake City.
It's an aggressive look. It's a choice.
That's a
That
bad
wouldn't be the choice I make for my life.
no, and I always mix him up with Ariana's brother. Like when I see them at things,
I know.
I
And I felt like
Real-
he didn't have a Chiron, did he?
I don't
he did.
remember.
Oh.
I think it's why I
you
literally
talking
was
about
like,
in this
"Oh,
her
Ariana
brother?
In
brothers."
this episode.
Yeah, he did.
But no, what I was saying should come with the warning label is talking about having to put an animal down because that is
Yeah, this was tissue box number 2
Yeah.
in this episode.
No, it's so gnarly that it's like I've been like, again, just Lala has been on my mind of just like, wasn't ready for this. I didn't think I was going to be so like, Lala, what are you doing? Like her coming back on the show. And then for this to happen, I'm like, okay. Like
That's what I mean. I have moments with Lala,
Yeah.
and someone said it in the comments, and I'll read it later, where there's these times when I'm seeing her at the house with Sosa and, talking about her dog that she rescued, that she got when she was 20, and all of the memories with the dog. Like, that's who I would sit down and have a cup of coffee with and kiki with. And
Yeah.
then Kristen comes over and they talk about, Mexico. And as she said, it was really nice to see Luke and Kristen have a great night on one of the evenings. I forget which one it was. And then, of course, she brings the Danny stuff up, and Lala can't understand why Kristen is defending Danny. And this is where Lala loses me.
like if that's a real question, Lala, like you know why. Like this is just it's just very silly. Like I don't know what you want Kristen to do. What do you want her to say? Like we're all adults. She's a mother of 4 children with this dude. They've been married for 10 years, together for like 14 or something. Like this is not a simple like I don't know what you want Kristen to do about this. And what you think would happen because of whatever the thing is that you want Kristen to do. Like and they're adults.
I don't know Randall personally, okay? But I've heard things about this dude, and I've been in the vicinity of this dude, and I've, clearly it ain't good. And so I'm not saying that Danny is Randall. I'm just saying that she has herself been in a relationship with someone who maybe wasn't the best guy, and maybe her friends said something to her, maybe they didn't, I don't know.
Her friends tried to tell her things a million times, and she was like, you guys don't know anything. And
so I'm just saying maybe give a little bit of grace to other people, because you had your experience being with someone that wasn't a good dude, and maybe this is Nia's experience being with someone who's not a good dude. We don't know, because she's not telling us that. And when Lala was with Randall, she was like, listen, I know you guys all think he's terrible, but here's all the good stuff about him. Let's go on this plane. Let's go on this vacation. And everyone let you live your life.
Yeah, it's all the things that you wanted. She wants a trad life. That's the life that she wants. You wanted the bags and the PJs, as she always likes to call them, which I never, the private jet. It's like she goes on so many of them that she can't be bothered to say the full term anymore.
Just say I'm flying. Like there's just such an inelegance to anybody who owns a plane or flies on private planes doesn't post pictures of themselves on private planes, unless you're like really that person that's just wacky out there. But in my experience with people that have this kind of wealth, it's just live your life. People will know. Money talks, wealth whispers. People will figure it out.
She had to tell us her dog went on one.
Yeah,
like is that going on his tombstone? Like I don't. Nobody need to know that your dog is very ill. Like period. End of story. We don't need to know that he flew on PJs with you.
Yeah, and I Lily seemed so great. I don't care about the fact that she was on a private plane.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she says, I don't understand how you can defend Danny. Kristen says, for whatever reason, I'm still not noticing this. Maybe it's because I'm in the thick of my own stuff, and this is when Lala says, if I can give you any advice, make sure when you are at your wit's end, reach out to a girlfriend, have some girl time, which whether that was her bullshit segue into saying, hey, come to my sobriety birthday dinner tomorrow night. I actually do think that's good advice, because I feel women talking to each other that really like love and support each other is medicinal. All the studies are out. Like it shows it really does heal you. So good advice.
I honestly also think that just continuously having to wash your face and put on some eyeliner and put on some shoes that are not flip-flops and see where you're at with the button on these jeans, just kind of tracking like your progress or whatever. Like, I just think it's a good idea to do that as often as possible.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was talking to Jake the other day because my sweet vacuum cleaner of 7 years crossed the rainbow vacuum cleaner bridge and it was so good to me. It was a real good vacuum. And so I said to Jake, I was like, I have to go to Century City and get a new vacuum cleaner today. I have 4 cats. I cannot live without a vacuum cleaner. One day, and it's like you have tumbleweeds of fur in your house. And he was like, just Postmates one to you. And I was like, first of all, no, the price of these vacuum cleaners is like a mortgage payment. I'm going to go and test drive these things and see which one I want, because it's got all the different bells and whistles. And also, Jake, I need to be out of my house. I need to be with the people. I work at home. It's me and cats and like Natalie's going to bleep this, and a UPS driver that comes to pick up all my boxes. So
until you're nailing this, dude, I don't care.
Anyway, my point is.
Wait, is that the stories that keep getting cut in?
No. I'm just saying, like at a certain point, if she doesn't get out of her house, this UPS guy is going to get I feel like very lucky.
That's like a porn that I may or may not have seen at some point in my life. But my point is, it is important if you are someone who is at home a lot to get the out of your house. Go buy the vacuum cleaner, even if you could Postmates it to yourself. Go to the girls' dinner. You need to be in the world and remember, and also with you. Yeah. And this is how I speak, and these are words, and this is interaction with people.
Yeah.
It's healthy for the serotonin levels in your brain. Okay.
Okay, so what else is in this scene?
That's it.
Hold on. I'm like the grudgery remains with me. So like I'm sorry, but I don't know when I'm gonna get over this. I'm so furious with Janet still. So you're just gonna have to like just take it for what it is. I don't know.
I'm with you. I see you and I support you.
Thank you.
Because I'm also super annoyed with her. She hasn't gotten me to the Wes Wilson place yet, but stay tuned. She might.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yes, please.
It feels like Janet is so dead set on getting Kristen to say something about Danny, to turn on Danny, to proclaim that Danny is the person that Lala said that he was. Like I'm watching, like Lala is a very transparent person to me. And again, I loved her forever. This is my first beef I've ever had with Lala. It's not even a real beef. It's just looking at her like, why do you do this? Because it's a pattern with you. Like, I think that she thinks Lala loves an underdog. Lala right now is like dead set on getting Janet back in the good with everyone. It seems to be like her mission wherever she goes. It's like, okay, I can try this angle, this and that, and I can bring up these things. That's a slam dunk right there. Like, and then when it doesn't happen, she seems very confused by it, and just the way that she's like, it's like how I used to ask you guys really think that Shep has this is a real girlfriend? Are you guys really? You got like I'm watching myself in Lala, but it's with a thing that matters, like a thing like
Shep's
Shep
fake
is
or
a
real
fake
girlfriend
person and a fake girlfriend, and who cares? But I'm just watching her really try to she's just twisting her head. Oh, it's almost gonna pop off. She's so like real. Like how can you? Why didn't you? But did you see the thing? And like. And I remember even, like, there's just times that she does this, like when she would hang with Kennedy, what's his name? James Kennedy. When everyone else hated him, she really was like, that's my dude. I would die for him. I would take a bullet for James. Like, she's like that. Even, there was moments where, what's her name? Rachel, whatever, Rachel would say.
Rochelle.
Yeah, I couldn't remember
That's a new one.
what the real one was. Where she was saying something about, oh, people are calling me. Because who did she start to date someone someone was calling her a homewrecker because she
had an affair with her best friend's boyfriend.
That was before that came out. She actually was at the time, but this was about. Remember when she hooked up with Garcelle's son at that Vegas club or restaurant or whatever?
Yes.
And then found out later that he has like a baby mama that he lived with still at the same time, whatever. And so she was getting like, it basically came out, I think, on the internet, like maybe the baby mama posted a story. Maybe it was a wife. I don't even know. Posted a story about it. And Lala really wanted to be the first one to be like, girl, after she already hated Raquel, but she said to her, you're not a homewrecker. I see you. Don't let anyone define, because she was labeled that too. So she really wanted to take it upon herself to go tell Raquel, like, you're a good girl. I know you, whatever. After Raquel was not a good girl, like was not. She finds herself in this. I don't know why she gathers so much worth from picking somebody off of the ground and making them whole again or whatever. And I feel like there's a version of that happening with Janet right now. And I wonder how that happens. Like how
did she get to that
How
place?
does someone become like a savior of people? You know, like it's a codependent thing. It's an addiction in your family thing. But I don't know Lala's story. Like I know that she lost her dad and that was a really important person to her. Aside from that, I know she's from Utah. Was she raised in the Mormon church? She has a lot to say about that church, but like everyone does. And I don't live in Utah. So like, I'm just realizing that I know very little about Lala's upbringing, and I'm wondering, she's a very specific person. There's patterns here. I want to know why.
I mean, she had a 7-year sober party this episode.
Yeah.
So someone probably saved Lala.
Who do you think?
But even before that, she exhibited this behavior.
Yeah, she was doing this.
Yeah, even before she got sober. And I think you're onto something. My theory with it is Lala's always felt like the underdog. Because remember when she joined Vanderpump Rules, nobody liked her. She was the outcast, but she's hot. So she could get Jax's attention. She could get a guy's attention. And so that's how she kind of like got her way into the group.
Yeah.
And I think that she wants to save others because no one did that for her in these aspects.
Yeah.
And she's going to be riding for this person because it's like, if you can't do it, I'll stand up for them. And like, this is where I think she finds her power.
Yeah. She goes balls to the wall for people in a way that it's like, you're watching her like kind of like puff out her chest in these moments because this is her
Savior complex a little bit.
Yeah, like this. It's like
She's a Captain Save-a-Hoe.
she really is a Captain Save-a-Hoe, and it's interesting. And I wish that her hoes were better. Like I wish that they were more worthy.
Maybe
of
next
saving.
season she'll be saving Danny.
You know, she tried to save Danny. She tried, and that's what pissed her off about Danny is that Danny was like, "Thanks so much. I think I'm good." Yeah. Anyhow. Like, but was totally nice about it. But if Danny would have said to her, I think, we talked about this. If Danny would have said to her, you know, I am having a bit of an issue and whatever, she would have told everyone that had anything to say about Danny, you come through me and I'll punch you out if you say anything about this guy.
It's like she rides fast and loose with her decision making as to saying like, Raquel, you weren't the other woman or the whatever it is, and like I ride for you, the James stuff, like maybe you bet on the wrong horses there, right?
Always.
But I think that other times she will speak up about stuff, like when she spoke out at the reunion with Ariana and she said, you know, we all came here to do our job. You're still on this show, and because you don't want to film with him or do whatever it is, the show's ending, and now we're all out of a job, and it's bullshit. And she did have a good point there, and I really like Ariana.
No, I know, and some people are still to this day they won't even say her name because of the way that
she acted
did
there.
That.
Right,
and I don't understand that rage. Like I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. So maybe I'm missing something, and maybe y'all want to tell us.
I keep thinking that too. I'm so glad you said that because I keep thinking like, is there something horrible that I'm forgetting? Because like to me, it was just like, no, we've all been on the show for so long, and like I bought more things this year because I mean, this is a hit show. There was no reason for it to not be here anymore, and now like it's over. And how am I going to pay for this house and this kid?
Yeah, and I remember people getting irritated that she broke the fourth wall, and I remember feeling so relieved that it scratched such an itch for me as a viewer because I was thinking, this is what we've all been mulling over in our own heads all season. We came for the aftermath of this wild thing that happened. We're seeing none of it. This is just a floppy, jalopy, weird, slow, sad season.
Yeah.
And I was grateful, again, if we're missing something, tell us, that she said something. And so I think she rides fast and loose with that stuff. And sometimes she hits it and sometimes she doesn't. And I think this season is an example of this. And I unfortunately think she's not hitting it more than she is because she doesn't have a real relationship with any of these people in this group. And furthermore, I think Danny does have disordered drinking. And I think if he did make friends with Lala and said, listen, let's just go to a few meetings, or is there someone I can talk to? Not that he has to be sober forever. I don't know his whole deal, and I am not in the business of diagnosing people, but something good would have come from that for Danny because he has an issue. He has something that needs to be tended to in that area.
Yeah.
So it's like that would have been a lovely storyline to follow. And then maybe it would have drowned out some of the other mishigas that's been going on.
I know. It's a bummer that they're so diabolically different. Like they just have opposite values and for whatever reason, like she goes hard on the like, I don't need dick from any man in this town and I'll kill a man if I have like she's that way. And he's obviously like very trad, you know, like that, like live like
she went to a sperm bank to have her second child, and he's literally begging Nia to be like, "Can I keep impregnating you?"
Exactly.
Like they're chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
Michelle, Isabella, and Michelle's dad, they water a plant that Michelle's mom gave her, which was a sweet little moment to see.
No, it was totally adorable. That's it. That's it. And that's all. Like I'm glad that she's got this dude that is now more in her life, and because that's who's left. And she never seemed to have a problem with him anyways. Even though he disappeared, she seemed to have every reason to be like, he had every right and reason to, and I supported it, and I don't take it personally, and whatever. So
he really felt his mental illness.
Him and Schwartz should hang out and go to the plant store.
There's no party of Schwartz members
this week.
Listen, there's a lot happened this episode, and you know, I think people wanted more
Schwartz,
from Schwartz.
Schwartz has a wonderful moment in this upcoming scene where Tom, Luke, Jesse, they all go to Bucco Mountain for the Balls Voyage party. Danny is incredibly nervous about the vasectomy. He whines that he likes to be cared for, and Nia is his rock. And so here's the question that I wanted to ask you that I was talking about in the beginning of the episode. So I've been this is going to come off funny. You know, when you say things like, this is going to cancel out everything I said, in the last scene, this is going to cancel everything I said about not caring about getting married. Because genuinely, I don't. Shane had always talked about this book that he read called Getting to I Do with this very famous therapist who I've mentioned on the show a million times. Her name is Pat Allen. And so one day it came across my Kindle feed. Hey, Minnie. Minnie wants to hear this. She wants to get married.
She's like,
yeah, this is good advice, Minnie. And so I was like, let me read it. Let's see if this stuff is still applicable to today's day and age and what she has to say about relationships. And she says that in any relationship, male, female, male, female, whatever, there are two energies. There's a male energy and a female energy, a gas pedal, a brake, essentially, if you want to de-sex them, okay?
yeah.
And the male is about being whoever has the masculine energy is there to be respected, and whoever has the female energy is there to be cherished. And it's funny because if that is the formula that this therapist over decades of work has found that this works, you could be the stay-at-home dad, and you're the cherished one, and you are married to a woman who's an incredibly successful career, business person, whatever. Danny wants to be respected and he wants to be babied.
But cherished and taken care of, I don't think are the same.
See, it comes off in reading this book, and I'm not saying this is the Bible, and also what's the Bible if you don't believe in the Bible, but it's all in the same vein. It's like, no, I am the masculine energy. I will figure out this, that, and the other. I'm taking care of you. I'm, just doing those foundational things. And the more cherished person that you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I hear you. I just think that this is part of Nia's frustration with him, if we're getting down to brass tacks about their relationship, because I don't want to, if you want to be the man and you want to be the head of this household and you want me to respect you in this way that you're the masculine energy and I'm the feminine energy, then I need you to not act like a baby.
Yeah.
I need you to figure your emotional life out so that I'm not mothering you and a kid. I get that you want me to tuck you in and do all this stuff. No, I'm the pretty princess. You do this for me. And you say, no, babe, I'll carry the baby. I'll do this. She shouldn't have to be telling him to get up to do certain things. He's the protector. He's the safe space. And I think that this is part of the problem. When he said, I want to be cherished and I want, what was the exact word? I like to be cared for, and that my wife is the rock. Mm-hmm. No. You're the rock.
Yeah.
You're the one supposed to be taking care of her.
Yeah.
If that's the sense that in a traditional relationship, the male's the masculine energy, the female's the female energy, it doesn't have to be that way. You could be the female energy, Danny, but he doesn't want that.
No, I know. I am curious now. I wonder, if you ask Nia, what does your husband do for you? I'm curious, is he the type that goes, oh, I got a new car. You're going to drive this now. Is he the type that brings home a nice brand new car and doesn't consult her on it, but it's a good car. I don't need to be consulted on it. I am curious of what the things are that she would say, I never have to touch this. I've never opened a door. I've just whatever it is. There's gotta be something cause she's just not an idiot. So there's gotta be something, but I have to say, I don't know if I've seen any
this
of it.
This is my point. When he said that, this light bulb went off where I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is to me, so much of a part of why they fight and go head to head, because she is such a strong person. And so then Nia, maybe you need to be the masculine energy and he needs to be the feminine energy. And maybe you guys would be in a better flow state.
That's true. Oh yeah. Nia would be a great mask.
She would be great.
She would be.
And he would be great. He wants to be babied and you know what I mean?
You know why also? Because you don't see her because this is what I always say about Nia. I just think it's very brave. And it's really kind of pussyfied thing to be brave about, but that's who I am. She does a million socials every day with no makeup, she's in
I so
clothes
love
that I would paint in, and she's just telling you about this supplement or whatever it is. That's why when people make fun of influencers, I'm it just seems like a lot of work to be an influencer, just because I would never step into a frame without being some level of camera ready. Obviously, if you're doing something natural for the product or whatever, but the amount of times that she gets in there and she's got like a milk stain on her, and like I said, it's like laundry day. Like this is what you wear on laundry day, or like whatever. God, she's the best. She's so sweet. She's so real in her nutrition, and she's telling you all these things that she's eating, and like so many women wouldn't even eat that stuff because they're just trying to lose weight, and she's like the healthiest person, but on a mission, doing the work every day. It's a slow roll when you do it the right way. You know.
Oh, I'm aware.
What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Just in regards to the Danny wants to be pampered and told he's amazing and beautiful, he chose acting.
Yeah.
Like it goes back to what we were saying.
Yes,
He
Mike.
chose acting, which is most people who choose acting, not all of them. There are, and maybe not even most. There are people who are like, oh, I enjoy the process of acting and coming in, getting into character, and I'm good at it, and I can do it all kinds of different ways, and I love that thing. And then there are people who want to be famous and be told they're beautiful and amazing and have a trailer. They don't really care about the acting or the craft or like the classes or whatever. Blah, that's dumb stuff. I think that's Danny, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I could be
agree.
wrong,
No,
but
I
I
agree
think
with you.
I think that's him.
Because we've never, and of course, lots of things, as we just heard, end up on the cutting room floor. So maybe he did go on some long spiel about the fact that I've studied this and I love it so much and I feel the most in my skin when I'm performing.
Yeah.
And, I don't go to acting classes right now because I got 4 under 4, you know what I mean? But that's what I did when Nia and I were first married, and my heart just sings, and we've heard none of that. It's like, oh, so you may have known me from the one time I was on iCarly. And by the way, I went to school for acting. I have a background in acting. I have one episode on How I Met Your Mother. Good for me. I've got a few on Girlfriends. So I'm not trying to shit on him because of that. I'm just saying, if you have listened to the show for 4 seconds, you've heard me talk about my love of the craft and all of that stuff. We've never heard him say any of that. It's just more of the shine stuff, to Mike's point.
Yeah.
God damn it, Danny.
We do get into some good stuff here where
We're going to say Danny's gay.
no.
No, look, I can't remember. I feel like I've heard Danny talk about acting before, but I think it was more just about the business of it. Like
That's right.
I can't remember, but
Yeah,
so
he
I just
likes
want
the-
to
he
say
likes the
maybe you've seen
business.
it. I just don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, if that's true. Like he seems like someone who enjoys the business, not
Yeah.
the job.
Biz.
Right.
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah.
biz, right? You
Nice in the
get it.
biz. Okay, so then Jesse brings up his conversation with Janet and how this was the first time he had ever heard her be vulnerable. And he, brings up kind of what we were talking about last week. Why haven't you said this from the beginning?
Yeah.
Was Jesse's question. And Danny chimes in and he says that, he feels very badly about Janet's trauma and what she experienced, but he defends his stance about what happened in the pantry a few years back. And there seems to be some confusion here now about a story changing where Janet was saying, and I don't know if
I remember the chug versus the sip thing. Like her saying he chugged this bottle and then like later was like, he did this. So he took a drink.
But she was always saying to the group that like it's because he has a drinking issue.
Yeah.
That he went in there and was hiding his drinking. But then when he brought it up to when she brought it up to Jesse, she said, so when a man comes in a room and closes you're in tight quarters and closes the door, you get very anxious. And and I'm not saying that she didn't feel that way. I'm just saying this is the first time we're hearing that, because before it was always about this is the hiding the drinking. This is the hiding the drinking. So it just seems what Jesse's basically saying is this all feels a little convenient. And you can be incredibly sorry that someone has gone through a really awful, traumatizing essay experience. And you can also not think that this person is completely altruistic in the way that they're bringing it up and talking about it.
Absolutely not.
Janet seems like the type of person who will frame the situation to fit her argument at the time. Like
Yes.
what are we arguing about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, it was that. Yeah, it was. I felt insecure about a man being there. Oh, we're doing Danny's drinking. Well, remember that time in the thing when Danny came in? Next week when we're talking about Danny being a drunk and not a creep, she'll be like, well, there was that time. Remember when we went on vacation?
Yeah.
He came in and pounded that vodka in there.
Yeah.
Mike, you're
I
so-
thought he was a creeper.
No,
I
you're
know, but this week he's pounding vodka.
You're so right. Don't you remember? I think it was
Suck it! I told you guys.
Remember, I think it was last season when she was talking so much. It was either the first season or last season when she was talking so much about the drinking stuff. And then they had that dinner at Brittany's. And Janet says, I was with someone who had a substance abuse problem, Nia, if you need help. So it just seems, to your point, the convenience of it all is suspect.
Every single thing she has said is always, if I understand that everybody wants to give this woman the benefit of the doubt, if only because she is a woman with a vagina. And I get that. And I respect the people that do this. Like, women should be given more of a, not a leash, more extended rope, all the things.
More freedom.
More, yeah, not a rope either. You know what I'm saying, though? More slack, you know?
No, it's just, slack means a slack on a rope. More freedom. Just say freedom.
Freedom.
Women should be given more freedom to say and do and be and be believed.
More gems.
Oh, not just freedoms, my freedoms.
Obviously.
But if you go back and look at these things, like, yeah, like, she has never given a shit about Nia. It's always been about just like some wild idea that she has. I'm going to go this route. And then like, she doesn't think about if they're going to work or not. And then when they don't, obviously these kinds of things happen. She spends it however long trying to get back on the horse, come what may. Everyone be damned. She'll do whatever it takes. But what she's really bad about is she can't. Actually think that Janet is probably pretty smart, just because, like, I don't know, like, not smart, but like, I think her brain works kind of. But she does not remember her coinciding stories very well. And like, that's, if you're going to be a good liar and a good maneuverer, like, that's the dead giveaway, you know? Like,
I say it all the time, and because we do deep dives on reality TV shows that are full of lies. But the one thing I remember as a kid about, like, everyone as a kid was like, oh, don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. And all our parents will tell you a million different reasons why. The one that truly stuck with me was that one, was like, you won't be able to keep track of them all. Like, you can't start. Once you start, you won't be able to stop. And then once you can't stop, you'll get to a point where it's impossible to keep track, and you're just going to look like a moron, and you're a liar. But like that thing of like
a lying moron, that's the worst.
Dude, that was my nightmare. The moron part more so. But the that was the thing that stuck with me, and it made so much sense that I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. And then once you start telling people shit to their face, it feels so good.
It's just an
I could
easier
have
way of
lied
life.
about that, but that was way more fun to tell you you're a little dick.
I do think Tom said something great in this scene. He says, even though I can't imagine what you and your family have been through, you know, because of all this stuff with Janet, when you match their energy, it just confirms their biases and corroborates how they already feel about you.
See, this is why, like, it doesn't matter that I left so much shit on the cutting room floor, because there are 3 things in here that, like, oh, well, one of them was in our comments, 2 things in this. I literally said that exact line about what Tom said. I said emboldened.
Yes.
They are going to see you and you're falling apart, and then that's emboldening their stance and what they've told everyone. They can go, see, it's exactly, even though they ignited it all, I believe that they were on it. They had an agenda going into that. I also believe that reality show cast members should have agendas. I'm into that. But this one's just particularly evil and weird, and because I love Nia so much, and I just like, don't involve her in this shit. And it's a bummer that she's married to this guy who is a loose cannon, but it is what it is. And so I'm trying to deal with that. The other thing that he said that we talked about, it was a flashback in this scene. They flash back to the table, and you heard Lala saying whatever she was saying, and then him go, yeah, no shit. And she goes, don't talk to me like that. And I thought it was very, like, Mike thought that he had an attitude in it. He had a tone in it, because the tone was already lifted on all sides. This wasn't the very beginning of the conversation. The conversation had already been going. She'd already come over and sat down. They'd asked her to leave. She wouldn't leave. She kept going. So they start talking. Her and Jesse are basically having the dumbest sparring of words ever. Like, Jesse's not good at this, but he thinks he is. Like, Jesse should just shut up, because it's like it's not great.
It's not good for the cause.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Whatever the cause is, not even.
Yeah, you're
this,
a bad representative.
Yeah.
Of,
someone get Lacey from her break.
Exactly. If she were around here, none of this would happen.
No.
Yeah. And so
Lacey shows up and she's like, and if you want to talk to Jesse, you need to go through me.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, God damn it.
So part of, obviously, the reason I told you I cut all those things is because I wasn't trying to harp on things. We thought that, like, it just like wasn't a show to play fast and loose on, and like this whole show is fast and loose all the time. I was saying something about, I was like trying to write kind of like a statement of like what I was going to say, because, you know, I always try to script it and I never use it. but I had said something about like the format doesn't really, and I'm like, or as Mike loves to say, the lack of format. There is no format here. This is just a shit talking show. We just sit down and go. So it wasn't a subject to the formats and go with the topic. But I saw in the comments that someone said, how is nobody seeing Lala like she was so proud of herself? She was watching this all from afar and laughing. And I want you to know that I brought that up too. I didn't include the reason I think it's fine to include now is that it's a whole new week. It's a whole new day. These things are spaced out. Everyone's an adult. You can take it. And I just think it is important to just recognize that like Danny is his own worst enemy. He is in control of himself. He's the only one that has the power to react or de-escalate or fly off the handle or jump off a cliff, God willing. Like all those things are only his choice. But if you don't see that like there was a plan that was put into motion, that you saw these women march down and stop, they would not stop until it was done. And I want you to know that I see you. And I also saw the face, and I likened it to Amanda Batula's face when Kyle was imploding, and that look on her face. I think I have a screenshot of it, and I'll post it so you can just see.
Oh, it's so bad. It's that screenshot. I remember it.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I can show Lala's too, because
yes,
I was looking for thumbnails, and I saw it. That's how I even like came about it to begin with, where I was like, oh my God, she's over there being like, whoa. And it was just very like Amanda being like, oh my God, you guys saying this? This is great. It couldn't have really landed any better, you know? Like it was just perfect. And that happened here too. And I find that this whole thing has been a really hard thing to talk about because it's not about who's worse. It's about two things happening. I've had a really big problem with talking about the Danny thing in general because I think that there's multiple issues being spoken about under one umbrella. And that's fine. There can be much bad behavior that all warrants like, oh, the bad behavior is the umbrella. But SA cannot be the umbrella that constantly bleeds into these. Is he drunk? Does he talk shit to his wife? Or is he something that like, you can't get a job after that? Like something that like, pretty much, I don't know if I'd still be friends with anyone who got a charge like that. Yeah. I would slowly kind of be taking the photos off my Instagram and just maybe be real busy for the next 6 months and whatever. Like it's just one of those really gnarly things that just has to be more careful when spoken about. So this is all over the place. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but all of these things are happening and there's so many things going on that it's hard to get anywhere with any one of them without it bleeding into the next. And I blame a little bit of production for this because I really do feel like they should have taken responsibility and said, we are going to sort this thing out first so that all these other things can be dealt with, but it is not constantly from the guy that did whatever the thing is, like, especially when no one can agree what it is that he did, what category it falls under. There's no definition that we can all agree on that captures it. So until then, it's like they all have like emotional mud on their shoes, and production needed to say, no one is stepping and we are not tracking this shit anywhere else. No one is stepping in the house. We're not doing this. We are going to sit down and figure this out and get somewhere with this because we can't have a third season of this. And it is such a serious topic. Yes.
And now we've gone into real Darkville. Yeah. And we just got out of real Darkville because Jax was pulling this shit.
We thought it was just Jax. We really thought like that was the key to all of this. And it turns out like, I will never think that Danny and Jax are anywhere near alike. So like, I can't believe that we're here.
But
and
also
that
Janet supported Jax. And Jax was pushing his wife into a bush. I'm sure Jax has done some pretty gnarly stuff in his day. And if he was sitting here, which he would never be sitting here, he would agree to that. This guy was an addict. Mm-hmm. This guy was definitely verbally abusive to chicks. He was cheating on every woman that he was with. Janet sent her husband over to be a support system for Jax. So it's like, this is also again where I get very confused with her because she was so in support of Jax and him getting well. And now with Danny and Nia, she can't see any of that. And it's in the exact same SA world. And furthermore,
and the shit talking too, because Jax would always talk a bunch of shit to Brittany. They'd be like, I don't like the way he talks to her. But like, you didn't do anything about it. And now this is your whole reason for the season.
And furthermore, you've got the two women that were directly involved in this who are not corroborating your story. It's like, you got to leave them alone.
Yeah.
They want to, clearly, if they don't keep bringing this up and they're inviting them to their wedding and they're letting them post about their wedding, they have clearly moved through this and past this and healed this.
Yeah.
And you have taken this on as your personal crusade, and it's not matching up with how you've acted anywhere else.
Nope.
And that's why it seems calculated, and that's why it seems manipulative. And I will say it 1,000 times over. I am so sorry that this happened to her or any woman. She could have gone through something incredibly traumatic and still have been seeding these things in a really unkind way. Both truths can exist.
Yes. And if you want to know why some people don't believe all women, this is a great example. Take it or leave it. It's just one of those things that people just go, I am so turned off by this that everything in me is just fighting against this. And like, why? Why is it? It's not me. It's you, asshole. You're a asshole. You're a terrible representative.
Someone had asked in our comments, and I don't even know if you want to keep this in, but it was something I wanted to talk about. They said, why do you and I really like parse everything that Janet says and does? And just so you know, if this is the only show you watch of ours, we do this with men on other show. We are equal
All the
opportunity
time.
parsers. Okay. By the way, I was doing this with Jesse season 1 and season 2.
West.
Oh,
We talk about Craig ad nauseum.
yeah.
How much
love
you
that.
guys love him.
Yeah, and how much you hate him, so it is a lot of talk.
But and I am somewhere in the middle. I love Craig, but I also realize like
Yeah.
there are these issues there
I
that
do
need to get
too.
healed up.
I just don't care.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Not
so
stupid.
and they say we don't do that with Danny. I didn't see that. And we don't do that with Danny. And for me personally, I think we've been very clear that we think Danny has an issue with drinking that he needs to figure out. The way he speaks to his wife is not cool.
Abhorrent. It's so gross because like you're just not tall enough. Sorry. It's a bummer. It's like there's certain things that are just not going to be swallowed by me. I'm not dealing with your height and you're a shit talker. This is no.
And the way you're trying to do the body rolls at the club, it's just like, stop. It's just so gross
All
and
of your
goobery.
priorities are wrong. Like how obsessed he was with trying to get up on that stage and like being pissed that like he wasn't going to be allowed to.
Wait, hold on.
You
Can I
guys-
just?
you guys don't think Danny took a hip hop class and like paid the $189?
He probably tried to teach it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's still doing Zumba at home,
Yeah, probably.
which go for you if you love it. But wait, I just want to land this point really quickly. The reason I don't harp on Danny the same way as I do with Janet is the same reason I harped on Jesse more than I have thus far harped on Luke. Because I think Jesse was really calculated with everything he did.
Yeah.
Michelle even said it. This guy had a binder of
Yeah.
everything he wanted to check off and do on this show. I think Janet is far more calculating than Danny is. I think Danny's a little bit of a ding dong. I think that he thinks he's hiding his drinking, but we all can see you're not. Like, he's not this. Janet is smart. You just said it. Or you were like, I don't know if I'm going to call her smart, but her brain's working in a way. I do
she's
think
making bad choices, but like she's able to try to figure out like how to map like a plan out.
Yes.
You know, like it's calculated as like you can't be too dumb. She's not doing it great, but she's doing it.
But she's doing it
Really
and
doing
she's
it.
got a plan. Just like Jesse was
Yeah.
doing it. He might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but he was doing it and he had a plan.
Yeah.
And so those are the people that for me personally, I get very hung up on studying every single thing and
Yeah.
taking it apart because I just don't find, it's the same reason why I'm not really taking apart stuff Brittany does, because I don't find her as mentally dexterous as a Janet.
Yeah. I was kind of just going, like, just lightly going back and forth with someone in our comments with Lisa. And she talked about this story. And it's like just one of those stories. That's,
Oh, the girl in the comments was Lisa. Sorry.
Yeah.
Got it.
And she just like, she had the kind of story that like, you just want to be like, well, I got nothing. Like, that's absolutely horrible. I understand why you're giving this person all the room in the world to make these choices. I think she was saying something about how like, if she is lying about it, I think that that's even more so a reason to give her grace. Cause that's like, you got some serious problems that need to be tended to. So I'm just going to allow everyone to like say what they need to say and like figure it out later, you know? And I said, I said what I said about her situation, and just said, I just have this feeling that this isn't the end of this. Like, if no one stops her on this one and just kind of like, she just ends up kind of getting away with it because like, oh, that kind of worked out and that got me out of this thing. And now I'm back in with, it's like, this is the serious version of, if someone cuts you off and you don't get up next to them and give them the look, how will they know? How will they know that wasn't okay? You know,
it's how a serial killer kills a second person.
Yeah.
They never got caught for the first one.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just kind of keeps getting worse because like her offenses at first were just like, oh, Kristen and Zach didn't get to go on the baby moon. Okay, well, that was a bummer and really annoying because I just thought, wow, you are a brand newbie and you are overstepping. This is her show. And then it's like the stuff with Jax where it's like, well, she seems to be cool with Jax, but like she had some story about like, it's really just about keeping things copacetic with Jax because that's the best for Brittany. Okay, I get that logic. I get the makings of that logic or whatever, but like that, I don't know if that's a thing. And then deciding to just basically tell everyone that Dani has a massive drinking problem. There was something there, but like everything in me, it felt wrong. Like it just didn't like, this seems very like, why him? Why today? Why so hard? Why is it nothing? Like, and then as it got worse for her, she just kept doubling down. And then to spread it now into an entire second season and realize that like she wasn't getting anywhere. Now she's gone to this level. This is a very serious level. It's very serious. What's next? Is she going to say that he did something to her? Like right now, I don't know if he would. He might because I've got this thing that's happened. Who's going to do something next? And it's going to be jail time.
And not for nothing, I do think if she was off this show, Dani, who is in a bad spot, and we talk about it all the time, this guy's in a bad way, he would implode faster without her there because the friction would be gone. So he would think, oh my God, now I can really cast off the bow lines, set sail and get loose.
Yeah, because I don't have the police here like just tracking me and behind me and hiding in bushes watching everything that I do.
That's right. So whatever the issues are there that we've spoken about ad nauseum, we would see that faster and it would be a more interesting season without her.
It would, because the thing with Dani, like I always go back to, I just want Nia to have the best. And I think that the only way, because like I have said, like yes, he has a problem with drinking, but it was Erica. She emailed me, she DM'd me and she's like, I think what you're trying to say is that there's people that have a drinking problem and then there's problem drinkers. To me, that's like, I know it's just a switching of words. It might be super simple. But I said last week, and I stand by it, that this guy has got some turmoil going on in him, very angry about something. Someone else in the comments was like, listen, I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but like, I think like the anger and the issues that Dani is exhibiting seems like it also stems from probably some childhood trauma. Like, and I was like, oh, I never really even thought about that. Because I'm not looking for everyone to have a childhood trauma excuse as to like, I'm not trying to let people off the hook for things, but like the way he is not something that it is a learned behavior or it is a reaction to something.
Remember we talked about it.
Yeah.
Like that, maybe that was how his dad was. Maybe this was, maybe he was a more colorful, artistic kid and that was maybe squished into a box of like, that's not masculine and you have to be this one,
Yeah.
There's a myriad of reasons that could have caused it and he's got to get it healed.
Yeah. And the faster that it's not our job, but like the faster that like he can be revealed, like whatever those issues are can be put on display. It's like, then he knows Nia will know what she's dealing with here. Like a professional will know what they're doing. Like because I think that Dani is savable. I think it just is like figuring out like what that thing in him, that fire in him is stemming from. And then he can address it or not. And if he chooses not to, then like that's on him. But right now, the alcohol thing I think is blanketing something that's like, he can stop drinking. I think he will still be
100%
raging asshole.
Yeah, 100%. He will be that same way even if he's sober. But what I think would be interesting is he can't pull the escape latch and just numb out with the booze. And then the the temperature then starts rising if you're not doing anything about all these emotions that you
Yeah.
can't drink away.
Yeah.
And now you're feeling worse. And now, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it could just lead to him realizing, oh, this is, maybe I don't have a drinking problem, but I am using that. I have disordered drinking and I'm using it to self-medicate and I need to get some real help.
I think Danny doesn't want to be who he is right now. I think that even if he's not telling us that, because we've been going back and forth on this for the last few weeks, like, is he going to hear this and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that, whatever. I think that he very well could be doing that, but I also now kind of have this idea that, like, I don't know if he would ever tell us that. I think that Danny could be very ashamed of himself, but he's never going to admit that he's wrong.
Not to interrupt and keep harping on the actor thing, but that's the business I work in. I know a lot of them. He was an actor and voiceover guy up until 3 years ago.
I thought he was still doing mad voiceover work.
Now he's a reality TV star.
Oh, gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what Danny
That's great,
Bucco is
Mike.
now.
Yeah.
Which is why he's gotten worse.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, more and more angry because this is not.
Yeah, because like, listen.
Well, because now I'm a star.
Here's the hierarchy in entertainment if you don't know. Feature films, if you're in the movies, you're the coolest guy in town. You're a total asshole to everybody else below you, and that's just how it goes. And then you get like the HBO, Netflix type TV people, like high-end TV people.
It's
They're
HBO, it's not TV.
Yeah, it's not TV, it's HBO. And then you get TV people, right? And every tier looks down on the tier below them because that's what you do. TV people, and then reality TV people, and then YouTubers. But we're making our way up. We're
I'm
almost.
not a YouTuber. I'm just sitting
You're a
in.
YouTuber.
No, I'm
We're
not.
almost beating reality. I think reality and YouTubers are probably about the same. But that's the hierarchy. Movie people are the kings. Not the kings, but like the cool kids. Then the high-end TV, regular TV, cable, like reality TV, and YouTubers are at the bottom. So Danny thinks he's still, like, actors think that reality TV people are not, that's not real. You're not an actor. You're not a thespian.
No,
you
but
know?
don't you also think Danny has talked himself into some sort of like, and by the way, he is known by a lot of people now. He is on a major network television show. He gets to go do cool stuff. I'm sure he's getting flown, business class all over, to different gigs or.
Up until this edit.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think it has also caused him to get a little bit worse. That's why who we met,
Yeah.
S1E1, is not who's in front of us today.
Yeah.
Well, we have to cut because we've gone very long.
Oh, yeah.
So like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend, meet us at part 2. And remember, Nat is doing the Lord's work and getting it out as quickly as she can.
I don't think the Lord wants to be brought back into this. Anyway.
I'm
Yeah.
getting a snack too.
Yeah.
I'm
BRB.
getting
Love you.
fun
Bye.
snacks.
Come see part 2.
It's hard to get up sometimes.